What's going on, folks? It's another edition of Car Talks. I want to talk to you today about a group of people I call the Judas People. Now, the Judas People, I got that name, of course, from the Bible. Judas, the disciple that betrayed Jesus to the Sadducees and Pharisees. And I'm not super religious or biblical in things that I talk about, but it's easier to relate stories that are already there to stories that I'm telling you about. Now, I'm a simple person, but when things happen to me multiple times, I start to now analyze it a little bit and try to see why, what's going on, what are the contributing factors, what are the similarities, what are the things that I contributed to happen, what are the other people did. And there was another time in my life when I was unencumbered by a job and also was starting a business. There's only happened one other time besides this one, where right now I'm doing the Bayou Barbecue. So the other time was when I was actually working on a ranch down in Oklahoma. And the Judas People, there's 5 stages of it. Okay, first, there's a normal. Everything's great. In the normal stage, you're not doing anything unexpected. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing in those people's eyes. And those people around you, those Judas people, they seem very normal. Everything's good. Actually, they could be some of the best people and most loved people in your life. As long as you're normal, as long as you're doing just regular stuff, nothing out of the, no variations, nothing that's really, setting yourself apart. And you can live years and years and years and years with these people, never know it. There's little slight things that will happen once you start actually to have an idea and to try to start something. So when you start something or you have something going that's a little bit more than normal, now they start using this tactic, and it's called discouragement. Now, discouragement is not the same as warning. See, when you give somebody a warning, you usually tell them what's going to happen, possibly, and then also give them some alternatives, something that can help them. Discouragement comes very subtly sometimes, like, oh man, I wouldn't go over there, man. It's too hard for me. It's too crazy out there for me. Oh man, I wouldn't do that stuff. It's like they're projecting fear upon you or trying to put fear into you about doing something and discouraging you from completing and going forward with whatever task you're trying to accomplish. So that's the first stage, discouragement. In your startup, they'll use that a lot. Or you never done nothing before, or that little business, or how's your little thing going on? And it's always something, just like little snide comments about it when it's first starting up. Now the next stage is now that you started up, now you're actually seeing a little bit of, you're starting to make a little progress. Now you're starting to pick up things. Things are going a little bit. You're really starting to now make a difference, and people can see it. So the next tactic from there, after they're trying to discourage you, now they try to isolate you. No help comes. Everything you got to do on your own. You're on it by yourself. This is your stuff. This is my stuff. This is your stuff. This is my stuff. Start to separate from them now. So now that isolation is a tactic, hopefully to break you, because they want you to come to them, to be with them, to not move no farther than them. So that isolation, now they're saying you're by yourself. Now let's see what you're gonna do. So that's the second tactic. Isolation, when you start to progress a bit. Now, your third phase, you start to see some actual success in whatever you're doing. You're starting now to succeed. So the tactic these Judases will use is infiltration. Now it's like, not that they can't beat you to join you, but they join you, they do different things to get into your space, to now try to come from the inside like a parasite and destroy you. As I was out there, man, trying to farm, didn't have no land. Then all of a sudden I found some land. That's all too high. All of a sudden, when I got it, oh no, let's all do it now. Let's all get into it. We all gonna do it. Now all of a sudden it's a good idea. Infiltrate, get inside. Now try to do the things. Oh, this is my project. Oh, I talked to the guy. I did all this stuff. And the people who know about this, they know about this. But that's what the next tactic is. When you start the progress, they have to come in and infiltrate, because now they didn't stop you with the naysaying and the bad talking about everything you want to do. They didn't stop you by isolating you. Now they're going to try to get inside of there and either take it or try to destroy you from the inside. That's that third part now. All right. So continuing on. So now, after you're seeing a little success, they try to infiltrate. That's that tactic there. Now, worst part, one of the worst things, when you're starting to grow. Now you've got things going, you got your systems working, all things are firing off. You're starting to actually grow, not just progress, but actually start to grow and go beyond something that maybe they've done. Now the Judas tactic is to do what? Try to hurt you financially. First, they tried to hurt you mentally. Discouragement. Mentally, in isolation. Infiltrating, they tried another tactic of being subtle and slick. Now, finally, they're like, hey, this ain't working. Now we just got to try to destroy them. Hurt them financially. Do things to cause them to leak money. Because remember, if they're inside already, and now they're seeing you go past what they hoped you were going to stop at, now that's when they start attacking your money. Now all of a sudden bills start coming due. Things that y'all was doing, now you doing. Things that you guys were working on together that y'all was paying, now you got to pay. All of a sudden big bills pop up all of a sudden. All of a sudden now you got to pay $50,000 or something, or some big amount of money right now. And that's one of the keys to recognizing it. Usually it happens, they want you to do it immediately, because they know at that point something's going to happen. Either you're going to crack, or you're going to break out and give all the money out that you have, and you're going to not be able to do any more. That's the tactics, bro. And I'm telling you, because I've experienced it now multiple times in my life. I've seen it. This is now the first time that I was really able to dig down into it and classify it and give it a name. Pay attention to these people in your life. See, you think when you're trying to do something, having all these people around you and this stuff, when they just start discouraging you all the time, it's always a negative, always bad. It's always something wrong with the shit you trying to do. All that little thing you got going, all this thing, all he ain't got nothing, all you ain't really doing nothing. It's always discouragement first. Be careful of those people, because they will be the chink in your armor. They will continue to pry and pick until they break you, unless you recognize them. Recognize them Judas tendencies. Then they'll go into that isolation, separating themselves from you. Now it's yours and mine, or it's yours and ours. You not with us. You don't do the same, or you don't think like this, or we don't do that stuff around here. I've heard these terms. I'm talking about word for word. Then infiltrate. Now it's like, oh, okay, well, how can I help you? What I'm gonna get out of it? What can I do? What can I get? Oh, let me jump in too. Oh yeah, it's good. Now let me go in. Let me go ahead and take over. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna help you do this, and we're gonna do this and this. And all of a sudden it's like, what the fuck? Where were you years ago, or days ago, or months ago when I first started? When I needed all these ideas, information, and money. Now all of a sudden you coming in, taking over the project. Oh, now you want to come in, but you got demands. Oh, I got to pay you this and all this stuff. It's like, where were you before when I needed you? Infiltration. They try to come in now, and once again, they weasel their way in to do the last thing, financially hurt you. A financial attack is the final thing they could do, because that's all the tactics they have left. They try to attack your mind. Now they try to attack your heart, your mind, your heart, and your pocket. There you go. That's it. Your mind, your heart, and your pocket. And the pocket is the final attack. They try to do something, make you have to pay something, and the recognizable term they're going to use is right now, immediately, today. All of a sudden, you got to pay an exuberant amount of money today that you wasn't expecting. That's how you kind of check these Judas people. They're all around you. And I know I've been experiencing my whole life. And I think this is one of the tests that I needed to pass. That I need to recognize them now. So that way I can avoid them, destroy them, or just get the hell away from them. So I hope you enjoyed this card talk. But recognize them Judas people, because they're all around you. Don't fall for the okie doke. I'll let you later.